Your parents ever tell you to clean your room? Yeah, well that's what I'm about to tell you, but with your editing projects. Hi, Film School. Welcome to this pro tip. I'm Joey Scoma, and I'm going to teach you how to not be such a slob in your editing programs. Let's start. All right, editors. Your project is your room, and if you have a dirty room, you're not going to be able to find everything. Some people can organize their room with piles and piles of messes, but say you're an assistant editor and you hand someone a pile of your dirty clothes, they're not going to know where your socks are. So you want to make things organized. Your footage is your socks. So when you're organizing your projects, you want to put everything into folders, and that keeps everything in one place. Have a clean room. If everything's in one place, then none of your media will go offline. And when your media goes offline, it's a pain in the ass to try and track down where your missing clothes are. Makes sense, right? Offline. See? Now we're in school. You don't want that. Don't have it scattered all over the place. Don't just save things to the desktop. It'll just start piling up all over the place. Keep your room clean. You're gonna start your project. You go file new project. Boom, you got a new project. And you start bringing things in. You're gonna bring in all your footage, you're gonna bring in all your audio. Great, everything's imported. Okay, now let's start editing. Wrong! You might be asking yourself, why can't I start editing? Now you have to start organizing things inside your project. So you start making bins, also known as folders, and you sort everything where it needs to go. Setting up your project is everything because it might take a second to do it, but it will save you time in the end. As you import new things, say I need a shot from Dawn of the Dead. I find that shot, make a new folder for clips, and you just start keeping your things organized. Did I say this? This is a folder, and that's footage in the folder. Inside here, you're probably gonna have some B-roll. Within the B-roll, you might have more B-roll that's just you gotta sort through. So make life easier, you say, oh, well, let's just say this is just the VGP B-roll. This is everything inside Vincent Guastini's studio. Now I know where to find it.
He'll begin right now by putting his jacket and cap away where they belong. Then he'll know just where to find them tomorrow morning. That's another one of his responsibilities.
So you're organized, look at that, that's great. You organize here, but then once you finally have a cut of your project, you want to organize your timeline. So what Freddie likes to do, and I've just adopted this method, is once you have a picture lock and you're happy with that cut, you bring everything down to the bottom track. That keeps the timeline nice and clean. We'll probably do another video on timeline stuff, so we'll get into this later. Now once you have an assembly, I like to duplicate my sequence. That way I can always go back to any version of the film I've cut. If you're ever like, oh, I don't like this edit, I like how it was before, you can go back. You don't have to delete anything. So do that, and you're good. So now, once you're done with your freaking project inside your timeline, guess what? You start exporting different versions of it. You have a rough cut, you have a final cut. Where are those all gonna go to? You guessed it, you're gonna make a folder to export it to. So when you export cuts, put them back where you found it. But make a new place to find it. And date everything. Put a date on it. That way you can find the most recent version. If you title everything the same, you're screwed. I feel like I'm the guy in Ancient Aliens just trying to get people to believe me, you know? Hey, there's flying saucers around. Trust me. Clean your room, Old Testament.
Instructions were given. Whatever you do, don't look back.
If you've made it with me this far, all I have to say is everyone has a different method, but just stay consistent, you know? If you don't want to call your folder footage and we want to call it media, great. Put everything in a media folder. If you're doing this to your own projects, you're making your own projects, then you must know what it's like to have media go offline. You've learned from that, hopefully, and you keep everything in one place. Thanks for listening. And now start editing.
Clean your room.
Yeah, clean your room. So this video hopefully introduced you to some basic concepts. If you want to get a more in-depth look at our folder breakdown thing, here's this document over here. Check it out. It's right there. Download that.